Yeehaw! The KGC Show with Cowboy Caden. The KGC Show with Cowboy Caden. Everybody know, ohs. Everybody know, ohs. The KGC Show.
What's going on, everybody? It's KGC here. Welcome back to the KGC Show. And today I am joined by a great guest. But before we get to our fantastic guest, I want to tell you guys about my good friend, Danny Stefanetti. Her new song called The Timing Was On was released on Valentine's Day this past week. And wow, what a great song it was. What a great love song it is. For Valentine's Day. And I honestly just want to say this, not because she's a friend of mine, but because I think it's true. The Timing Was On is the perfect song for Valentine's Day. And if you have a certain loved one that you love, whether it be a family member, a sister, a brother, or whoever, family member, and you love that person, send that song to that person because the timing was on for everything. Now, we love Danny, but we got a guest that is larger than life, and I'm talking about it. He has a brand new single out called Christofferson, and we'll talk a little bit about that here today. But please make welcome the one of my favorite people to ever listen to a country song. Please give it up for Jim Brown. Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I was waiting for that applause signal to come in there. Yay! You get you one of them clap buttons. Clap. Yay!
Yeah. Well, if I could work that into my iPhone, I would.
There you go.
But how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. And yourself?
Oh, I'm hanging in there, just getting over being sick. But
There
I'm
you go.
so
You're kind of like a hair on a biscuit.
What's that?
I said you're kind of like a hair on a biscuit.
Yeah. Man, it's so good to have you on here, man. Where are you calling us from today?
Just outside of Nashville, about 45 minutes outside of Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow. You like it out there? How's the weather?
It's this time of year is not. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm here, so I can't control. You can control a lot of things, but can't control the weather.
That's right. But so talk to us a little bit about your legendary music career, and we'll kind of go from there and talk to us a little bit about how you got started in music and everything.
Well, that's a long story, so we'll give you the high points. My uncle, he was a musician, and I was just a huge fan of watching him play in a band. And so I music has always been a part of my life, and I found myself adapting to music for everything, as far as good times and bad times and sad times and whatnot, and learning how to grab a hold of the positive out of anything that you listen to. Music, there's a message in every song, whether it be deemed good, bad, or just okay. And I've just gravitated to it my entire life. And I thought, what a passion to have and share with others. And so that's how I got back into music after getting out of it. I got out in the '90s, late '90s, to be a dad, and found out that I had a child on the way, and it's just that's most important to me and always has been. And so I left it cold turkey, literally in one day, just walked away and never looked back. And fast forward 11 years, I got divorced from my son's mother, got full custody of him. And so the weekends that I didn't have him, I was playing music again. Found myself, that kind of soothing the downtime, so to speak. And had a producer walk in the door one night and watch me do my thing and called me the next day and told me I still had it. And I thought, well, and what if I took of his that I still have? And he commenced to tell me he saw me play last night. So without going into all the details, he finally talked me into cutting a project. We did it. We've been playing shows every year since then. It's going on our 11th year.
Wow. And well, thank you so much for coming back to Music Man, because your song Christofferson, I know it's a newer song, but your song Christofferson is really got to me, and I could tell your emotion, and I could tell that music is something that you love with all your heart to do, and it shows through your music. So thank you so much for coming back and doing it, because it means so much to me, and it means so much to me that I get to sit here and interview you, because sometimes you get these people that, you know, I've heard your name for a couple months now, and you know, I've heard people send different people have sent me some of your stuff, and you know, and I'll do what I'll normally do is just take a listen to it for a minute and, you know, shut it off. But I heard a couple lines of your song Christofferson, and I downloaded everything you had immediately that I could find, because
Oh, so you're the one guy that did that. Okay, thank you. You're that guy. Huh, saw that.
Yeah, thank you. I thank you for recognizing me. But talk to us a little bit about your song Christofferson, and how that song came to be about.
Well, actually, I think the whole world knows that Tim McGraw cut that song back in 80, I think it was mid 80s, 87, 88, 89, somewhere like that. And Anthony Smith was one of the writers on it. And last year we did a show that Anthony was involved in. And my guitar player, Darren Smith, that was with Tim McGraw and produced that song back then. He said, Anthony, he said, I want you to play this song for Jim and Christofferson. And I said, oh, I've heard that song. He said, no, I want Anthony to play it for you like he wrote it, like he did the demo. And he said, well, I'll just do it on stage. So I stood at the side of the stage and watched the song, and I was always taught, man, if you're going to do something, do it, you know, different than the guy that did it before, especially if it's a redo or even the demo version. If you can't do it no better justice, then don't do it, you know, because that guy's already got that gig. So I thought, man, I could really, really country this thing up and blues it up all at the same time. I think I'm going to work on this. So I had his blessing that night, and you know, it became my shower song for a month. And we finally went in, and I co-produced this thing with Darren, brought Darren in with me that originally produced it. And that's how it kind of happened. And we got on with it and looked at each other and both smiled and said, money.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you know, even if I'm the only one person that's heard that song, you know, it's still a great. It's still
yeah.
A great.
I got a thing. We're creeping up on 100,000 in a couple of weeks here, so I'm very pleased with this. The downloads on it, and I hope it continues. I'm really going to push it really hard before the next single comes out.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about what was it like when you put your vocals on it? Was it magic for you when you recorded it, or when did you know that you had something special?
The night that I heard it from Anthony, I came home and I downloaded the lyrics, and I started looking at them, and I mean, it's just weird. I know you probably have 1,000 different ways that people do things, but I get in the shower and that's where my mind just goes to music. If I'm in the shower 99.9% of the time, I'm singing whatever it is I'm working on. Or if I'm having a great day and I'm not working on anything, I'll start singing an old Merle Haggard or an old George Jones song or Johnny Cash song, just whatever melody comes into my head, boom. Or somebody says a word, or my wife says a word outside. If it's in the first line of a song, I'll start. And so I got in the shower and started singing that song, and it was just the echoes off the walls and everything else. And I thought, man, I've got to milk this song, really do it justice, as if this guy just come home. Obviously he's been told before that if he didn't straighten up, that, it was going to come to this. And he comes home and he walks in, and I just walked in and you were gone. And, because, I guess, to your mama, I suppose. And it looks like you won't be back. And I think it's one of the best country songs written. Anthony and those guys did an awesome song writing on this thing. It's everything a song's about. And I know a lot of people today don't know who Kristofferson is. I run into that. And so I look at him with 2 words, and I say, Google it.
Yeah.
And I said, he is one of the most profound songwriters and artists and actors in the industry. And I'm so excited that I had anything to do with this song. And blessed that it was, taking the time out to play this for me, and let me listen to it so that I could hear the way I felt like that it should be sang.
Yeah. And since you've recorded it, has it made an impact on your life ever since recording it? What has that impact been since you've recorded that song?
Well, I was nervous about it because it is straight up country, and today's world it revolves around the new country, but the old country is coming back. You got guys like Zach Top and Lainey Wilson, and they're both people that I follow and watch on a regular basis. Lainey and I have talked over the years by email about country music and where it is today, and how to get it back. And so the old Bell Bottom Babe has done it, and she's paving the way for all those guys that really love country music to jump back in and be that cowboy that we always wanted to be, and not necessarily just talk about it.
Yeah. Talk about Lainey Wilson for a minute. What a career she is having, man. How exciting is it to watch Lainey's career just blossom to what it is today?
Well, like I said, all the power and love to her, because like I said, she's paving the way for country music to come back. And she's what country music should be. I'm all for today's country music, but I think it should be in a different genre. I think we should have country music, and then we should have whatever they want to call that. If they want to call it new country music, I'm guilty of cutting some of it. I've had producers call me and say, "Hey, man, if you cut this song right here, it's going to be radio worthy." I cut a song that on the first part of this project that it was today's stuff. I cut the second song, and it's today's stuff. But all the rest of this project I did all country. It's all stone cold steel guitar, fiddle. It's all country. And the next song that comes out is called "What If I Lied," and I think vocally it is the best performance I've ever recorded in my entire career. And I'm so excited. The fact that you ask how it's enhanced my career, I'm getting more followers every single day just because of the videos that we've been putting out of Kristofferson, and the reels that we've been putting out. We'll try to do 2 or 3 a week, and surrounding nothing but Kristofferson. And I'm averaging 200 to 300 followers a week with just that. And so when "What If I Lied" comes out, when we start pushing that, that's just going to be that many more people that are going to be true Jim Brown fans. And I hate to say the word fans, followers. I'm so excited that I was able to influence them and give them something to smile about when they sing a song, because that, to me, that's what music is. It's not about how popular or how big a paycheck you get. It's the satisfaction that you get of singing on that stage and other people looking back at you and singing right along with it. Because for just that moment, they forgot about everything and you had their undivided attention, and all their problems, all their woes, anything that they may have been going through before they stepped into that concert stadium or arena or bar or whichever, we're playing, they forgot about everything, and they smiled, and they breathed normal, whether they knew it or not. Their problems may have attacked them as soon as they walked out the door, but for that brief moment, you were able to give them some love.
Yeah. And wow, what is that like? Knowing that your music has that type of impact on people's life, that you have the impact to change somebody's life with a song.
That's why I'm in the industry. That's why I'm here, because music, like I said in the beginning, music has always gave me that love and that hope and that different perspective of the glass being half full and not half empty. And to pass that on to somebody else, to me, that's better than a paycheck. To sit out there and watch somebody sing back to you, I'll get out. I tell promoters all the time, I'll get out and I'll sing for free. All you're paying me for is to get these 2 buses down the road, or 1 bus, or whatever, or airplane, or whatever, however we're traveling. And you're paying for that, and to take these guys back home, and for all the guys that make me sound even better than what I intend to. That's what you're paying for. I'm singing for free for the passion and the love. And of course, they give you that wrinkled up lip, like, whatever. Okay. How you gonna respond to that though? They're not gonna look at you and go, no, you ain't.
We got to get you out here to Spokane one time and have you come out here and do a show, man. I want to see you. I'm just beaming with joy just interviewing you, man.
Line it up. We'll do it. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
We'll put it at a routing date or something.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about some of your other songs. What have been some of the best songs of your career for you as a musician that you've gotten to either help write or be sing on?
The best song that you there? Oh, lost you for a second. The best song that I ever recorded was a song that I was given by my manager, and it was called By God. And we cut that in 2014, and that thing really skyrocketed. It got us all kinds of work and all kinds of recognition and knowledge. So in 2024, actually 2 more singles away, I'm re-releasing that. We went in the studio and updated a little bit and re-sang it. And it turned out, I didn't think it could get no better, but it did. And then we had a song called E-I-E-I-O, and it charted at 34, I believe. And then we had a song called That's What I'm Talking About, and it was at 37. And so those have been the most popular songs. Those are the ones that I did videos on and whatnot. And so you can go to Jim Brown Music on YouTube and watch all of those. But and we just finished the one for Kristofferson last week. We finished the filming, so it's all in edit now. So
make sure that you guys are staying tuned for that, because I can guarantee you Jim is one, pardon my French, hell of a musician, and this is a song that you guys do not want to miss. Make sure that you guys pre-save this song, and make sure that you guys watch for that video everywhere, because if I know Jim, okay, today is our first time meeting, but if I knew Jim for any length of time, I know that he put his heart and soul into that music video, as well as he did the recording of that song. So I'd encourage you guys to check it out. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference for you between recording and live. Obviously, there's an audience and there's stuff like that, but what for you is more fun to do? Is it the recording and the creative process on a new record, or is it getting to just be with the boys and go play somewhere USA?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like parts of both aspects. I love the creativity of getting into the studio because I co-produce everything that I do. And I've co-produced it with different people, things that I've done. This album actually, this project is called Notch 8, and it's our 8th project that we've done. And I have a different producer and a different engineer on this song, just because I was trying to create that old country sound. And so I really enjoy going in and being creative. It's just like almost taking a paintbrush and just, making strokes and marks, and at the end of it, go, or wad it up, start over, but in the end, when you finally hit that final stroke and you look at it and everything's just the way you envisioned it, it's so rewarding. As far as entertaining, we just covered that a while ago. I love to get out on stage and entertain. I feel like it's just right where I need to be when I'm there, and I will pick out a part of the crowd, and I will sing to them for a minute or two. And once I have their full attention, I'll go pick out another section of the crowd and sing to them until I have their full attention. And then I'll just basically stick my hands up and like, all right, let's all get together now and have fun, and it's about being entertaining for those folks, like I said, and so they can not have their mind focus on all the shit that they go through during the week, and they can just have an hour and a half to lose it with me. Yeah. Sometimes your mind, it's a good time to lose. Sometimes it's a good time to lose your mind.
That's right. And do it the right way. Don't do
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Not necessarily alcohol induced.
But I'm so honored to get to chat with you, and I use that honored very, it is because, you look at your career and, you stepped away for 11 years, raising your kids kind of not as in lines with Garth, but because he raised his kids and came back. But, when you play a show, how much energy do you have?
I try to bring it all, or I don't bring it at all. And that was a quote from Barbara Mandrell. She said, you get on that stage, she said, you bring it all or don't bring it at all. And she said, if you get up there and you love them, they're going to love you right back. And that was back in the 90s when that woman made that statement. And I've held on to that ever since. I used to get nervous when I walked out there, and I'm like, hey, these people come here to see me. I've already got past the nervous point. They know what they're fixing to see. So let's give them what I got.
Yeah. What's your favorite song to cover in a show or play in a show if it's not one of your own originals?
I start every show with the song Trouble. T-R-U-B-L-E. Yeah. The man that I called my grandfather, my grandfathers both died when I was young, and I gravitated to Jerry Chestnut. He was a neighbor, and he wrote that song. And Jerry was a huge BMI songwriter, won all kinds of awards over the years. And I cut that song one time, actually cut it live. And it's on one of our CDs. It's actually on 2 of our CDs. One CD is called JC and Me, and that's Jerry Chestnut and me. And it was 6 of his songs that we sat down and redone. And then one of the 6 is one that we actually rewrote together before his passing. But he made me a promise, and I made him a promise. He said, if you promise me you'll open just about every dadgum show that you've got with Trouble, he said, I'll ride your back as a guardian angel throughout the rest of that show. You won't have any problems. And I start every single show with Trouble.
What does that mean? Getting those words from a guy like him that wrote such a massive hit for such a massive artist. What is that encouragement? What does that encouragement mean to you?
He was a man's man. He encouraged me so many different ways. He was a riddler when he talked, and he was kind of like the dad that would tell you something in a riddle, and you'd figure it out 30 minutes later or 15 minutes later after you'd done left his presence. And you just look and go, okay, I get it now. And you'd smile. And he taught me how to deal with life. He taught me how to deal with my children. His advice was always put yourself, no matter what you're doing, if you've got something going on with somebody, put yourself in their position first before you try to figure out how to solve it. And it's just simple things like that throughout my life, that stuff that a granddad's supposed to do. And he used to run around telling me him and his wife adopted me a long time ago. They just ain't signed the final papers yet. He was just a blessing to have in my life. And I'm gonna be honest with you, whatever part of man I am today is because of him.
Yeah. And I could say the same about you in my life, whether it just be our first meeting or whether I've known you for, it doesn't matter how long. You've made a strong impact on my life, my friend. And I could see so much of him through you. And I can also see him in you through your music also. And I could also tell that, who are some of your inspirations and influences before I get too far down the rabbit hole?
Well, honestly, in the younger days, I rode around a lot because my mom and dad both worked, and so if I was riding in the car with my dad, I had to listen to '60s music, and Three Dog Night and Sha Na Na and those kind of things. And so, like I said, I'm a lover of music, so no matter what it is, I would just sing along and learn how to sing it. But when I got my granddad's truck, if he picked me up from school or took me to the grocery store or anything, it was it was always country music on there. Hank Williams Sr., Hank Williams Jr., Mel Tillis, all of those, George Jones, and all of those artists that I grew up listening to when I was riding around the truck with him. But then I had my uncle. He was my greatest influence because he was in a rock and roll band, and they played anything from the Beatles to Foreigner to Billy Joel to Foghat to Ted Nugent stuff. And I had so much music around me to say that one person influenced me. I always laugh and tell everybody that I had 3 posters on my wall. My parents finally got enough money to build a new house, and they were so proud of it. My mom said, "You can only have 3 posters on your wall." And I said, "All right." So I went out to the local store and I bought a Ted Nugent poster the first time. And I had it up there and stuck it up there. And then I bought a Peter Frampton and I had it up there and stuck it on there. And then Miss Cheryl Teagues come out and I was like, holy crap, we got to add some woman in this room. So I put her poster up there. And so that was the three posters that I had on my wall growing up. And when I left home, I always joke and tell everybody I rolled up the Ted Nugent and rolled up the Peter Frampton. I said I was scared to roll up the Cheryl Teagues. I didn't know if it'd stick together or not.
This is why every podcaster in America needs to have this amazing man on everybody's show, because this man does not only deliver with the great music that he has, but he's also one of a kind, a very funny down-home man. And that is just the flavor that we've added to the KGC show this year. And before we get into the final segment of our shows, of my show, I wanted to ask you, you talk a little bit about songwriting. We've talked a little bit about songwriting. How has that changed over the course of the years for you?
Well, it gets harder. Most of the ideas are already been taken up so many times, and you have to stay away from, as far as the writing, on my writing end of it, I have to stay away from mainstream music as much as possible, and I'm not even cut the radio on, so that I'm not influenced in any way about writing a song. But I like to write songs that tell stories and songs that we can all relate to in our daily life, because the fantasy world is unfortunately not real. And so if you're singing about something that's not reality, then there's only many, and I'm not punching at nobody, but there's only so damn many songs you can write that's got the word tailgate in it, and there's been a lot of things happen on tailgates as I grew up, but I ain't gonna sing about them over and over and over again. So I try to pick out the points of reality. Once you look back at when you get a certain age and you become that man that your dad always wanted you to be, or your granddad always wanted you to be, and you look back at all that childish stuff and all that stuff, that how you were influenced by others, and how you weren't your own person, and you decided at that point that you wanted to be your own person, and how life really was and what's most important in life. And it's not all the gadgets and the materialistic things. It's all about love and family, and what you go through in life with anything from birthdays to newborn children to grandchildren to death. And that's, to me, that's reality. And a lot of people don't write about reality, especially a lot of these new writers, because they haven't experienced it yet.
Yeah. And that's what, what I love about you is, I can hear that in some of in all of your music. You're not just writing, you're not just singing a song to sing it. You feel what you're singing. Like it comes from your heart. It comes from passion. And that's what I hear when I hear your music is passion and purity, and that you love doing what you do. And I honestly think that this has been my best show of the year so far. And thank you so much for being on here. You want to do a little rapid fire Q&A to close out the show today, buddy?
All right, I got my boots on.
I got not my boots on. But what's your favorite ice cream, man?
Ice cream? Oh Lord, butter pecan.
There you go. What's your favorite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
What's your favorite TV show?
Oh wow, Andy Griffith. I don't watch TV much.
You're a man after my own heart. I love you, buddy. You're incredible. What's your favorite book?
I don't know, man. I don't read a whole lot. My favorite book, good Lord, the Bible. That's the one thing I do read.
There you go. And a little Jesus isn't going to hurt anything with the world that
got a lot of Jesus. If you don't have a lot of Jesus, you need to get some more.
That's right. Y'all need Jesus. Remember that, T. And I got 3 more questions for you, and then I'll get out of your hair and we'll sign off. But what is your favorite song what's your favorite song besides Trouble to play in a show?
Train.
Really?
The old Blackfoot.
Yeah.
We love that song. We close out with that song.
That's a good song to do.
And it always wakes everybody up when they're getting ready to go home.
What do you want to be remembered by when you're dead and gone in 25 years or 30 or 60 years from now?
Good father, good husband, good grandfather.
That was incredible. Wow. You were outstanding, my friend. That was a question, and I got an answer, and it's the answer that I love. And last question, and this is kind of a self-centered question, but how would you feel about coming back on our show and promoting this album when it comes out?
Absolutely, no problem. I've enjoyed myself very much. I
have too, man. And how about we put some of our merchandise together if we have any? I got T-shirts and hats and everything. A shameless plug. And I bet you got some stuff there too. So we'll put together kind of like a bundle of everything and give it away to some lucky fans of both my show.
Sure. Shoot me an address and I'll send you some stuff.
All right, buddy. And I'll send you some stuff too. And we'll talk about that when we get out. Anyway. But man, thank you so much. And before I even sign off to do the show, I had just the last question, and this is for you since you've dealt with me this far. Is where can people go to keep up with you, man?
JimBrownOfficial.com. or you can go to YouTube. It's Jim Brown Music on YouTube. If you go to jimbrownofficial.com, all of your, in the contact area, all of your Instagram and Facebook and all of that stuff is there to where you can follow us there.
Well, make sure that you guys go follow this fantastic man. And as you've seen, he is nothing but a good time, a great time. And make sure that.
And all of our music is on all the platforms, everything you can think of. You just go on there, from Amazon to Apple to Spotify and all the above.
Well, make sure that you guys go pre-save his new album that's coming out. What is it again? What's the title of it again?
Notch 8.
Notch 8. So make sure that you guys go pre-save it and make sure to follow this man. This incredible man. The words fail me to express how I'm so honored to have him on the show today, but I am. And Jim, thank you so much for coming on, and we can't wait to have you back on, brother.
Hey, bro, thank you for having me. I appreciate you very much.
I appreciate you guys right back. I appreciate you right back, buddy. And we love you guys. Love one another. And don't forget to check out Danny Stefanetti. The timing was on. And we will see you guys on the next one, on the next episode of the KGC Show. We love you. Love one another. See you soon. Thank you.
See you guys.
Yeehaw! The KGC Show with Cowboy Caden. The KGC Show with Cowboy Caden. Everybody know.